Did your dad ever call you a fathead? Mine did, and I told him it was a compliment, Tom. Actually, when I found out that the brain is predominantly fat, the brain is made predominantly fat and water. That's what it's made up of, and the predominating fat in there, docosahexaenoic acid, that you find in fish oil,
up to 40%.
Up to 40%. So it's certainly a connection there between fat and the brain, and it makes sense to me that if, let's say, there's that you're having concentration issues or ADD or anything like that, the brain is made of fat. The first thing I think of is that, give it more of what it's made of to help it correct itself. When you start reducing fat in the diet, Tom, and I know you see this, first thing I noticed is my skin started getting dull, hair starts getting dull, joints start hurting a little bit more because of the fact of the buffering thing. And your eyes start drying out. Everything starts degrading. Why? Because every cell in the body is surrounded by that fat. That's a necessity.
Okay.
So when we think that we're doing this for health purposes, and remember in the 80s, everybody, it was the low-fat craze, and you would eat a plate, and this is the thing I remember about the low-fat meal, is that you would eat a big meal and go wash your plate, put it in the cupboard, and go, did I really eat anything? I mean, you automatically think, did I eat anything? Why? That fat satiates the appetite. So what was happening, yes, we were not eating fats, but we're eating more carbohydrates, which puts more fat on the body, feeds the bad bacteria in the system, causes sugar imbalances, wreaks havoc on the pancreas. The list goes on and on and on. So we trade one so-called problem for a multitude of others. So what we have to do is come back. Before we make these crazy different adjustments in our diet based on the one study or one thing that we've seen, we have to stop, take a breath. I know that's what you do with your people, is that, hey, calm down.
I was just thinking of the comments I've had even just this week, but like one doctor was trying to promote, just eat all your vegetables one meal, eat all your fruits this other meal, eat all your fats the other meal. Well, you know what? All you have to do is look at a salad. If you will put some oil on your salad, people, you'll digest that salad so much better.
Yes.
So, I mean, just be thinking, and I mean, like the studies they've done, like children, they'll give them the full whole milk, and then they'll let the kids have the,
skim milk.
Skim milk.
Yeah. Because fat is bad.
Fat is bad. Well, guess what? The whole milk people tend to be thinner kids than the skim milk, because they didn't have that, like we were talking about, the messenger that said you're full. So they will eat more of the more sugar-rich and carbohydrate-rich milk, because there's nothing that told them they're full.
That's right.
And going back to your skin issue, they just found out that if, and you're a hawker of the fish oil, I know, but if you will take fish oil like up to 4 grams a day, 50% of people with psoriasis have less psoriasis within like 8 weeks. So, gosh, guys, maybe psoriasis isn't all just like some medical thing. It may actually be a deficiency.
Well, and if you look at the root of psoriasis, eczema of any type, most of the time it is a nerve. It's the inflammation of the nerves that is causing the problem. So how do you deal with that? Nourish the nerves. Bring the nourish those endings, bring all that firing down, all the misfiring down. And I'll tell you this, everyone that I've ever seen with psoriasis or any type of eczema skin condition, within 6 months called me and put me on their Christmas card list. I get Christmas cards from them because they go, thank you so much. And so what do we see on a regular basis, Tom? Nutritional deficiencies at the root of the American problem. The SAD diet, the standard American diet.
Go out in the sun, psoriasis people. Get that cholesterol converted into the D3, which is a fat-soluble vitamin, A, D, E, and K, and get on those and watch what happens.
The difference, and then in turn, when you're eating these fats, say like whole milk, and then in turn cod liver oil. Most of these fats that are in nature have naturally the fat-soluble vitamins in them, from A's and D's. Cod liver oil, whole milk has a lot of vitamin D. And we're finding now that vitamin D is not just some mysterious compound. It's something that's a huge player in the game, Tom. So when we look at these whole sources, and let's say you cut out the fats in your diet, then you're cutting out the vitamin D, some of the vitamin A. You're missing a lot of these nutrients, not just the fat compound that you're missing.
This year will be one of the first years there'll be actually more people will pass away with cancer because they didn't have enough sun, not because they had too much.
Wow.
So am I saying go out there, everybody get burnt? No. But before you put on your sunscreen, maybe just stay out there 20 minutes.
And that's really all it takes, right? I mean, to be in the sun,
we're in Arkansas, so we're kind of in the middle region. If we were further south, it would be better. You know, as you go north, it gets
you spend more time. You have to spend more time in the sun the further, because of strictly the angle of the sun. Correct? I'm assuming more than anything else.
Correct.
So get out in the sun, folks, and get that sunshine vitamin, cholecalciferol, vitamin D3, absolutely imperative. And where do we get it? From the sunshine. So there's our basic thing there, people. We're told not to get into the sun. That's actually very good for you as well.
You can use vitamin C as a sunscreen as well, people. You can mix it, some of the liquid or the crystals. You can mix it in with water and squirt yourself.
Ascorbic acid.
You have to do it pretty often, but
that works.
People are allergic to the.
Well, also too, another thing that they found, Tom, is that a natural type of sunscreen or a protectant during the sun is an oil, is a fat, is omega-3 fatty acids. They found helps in that situation. I have a guy that takes about 2 or 3 tablespoons a day. Says he never gets burned. He can get out in the sun. He doesn't really have any sun burning issues because his skin is. And you look at his skin; it's always real oily, subtle. And that's what we want. We want an oily skin, or at least
there's an oil in the lemon too. If you squeeze that in your water or tea, there's an oil that comes out of there, and that reduces your risk of skin cancer by
D-limonene, if I'm not mistaken, is the compound, the actual active compound. So see, a lot of these things, folks, when you start looking at your diet, and especially as you age, please, you need to put more fat back in your diet. You need more protein in your diet as well. We've demonized protein in a lot of the cases as well, but fat is extremely important. That's what we've been talking about today. We're not talking about the front porches that people carry around here and what hangs around your belly. In fact, in reality, what we found with this show, Tom, is that if you want to get rid of that front porch, if you want to get rid of a lot of that, the best thing to do is to eat more fat.
Send a messenger to burn fat. You won't get the messenger in a vegetable.
No, and nor will you get it in a sugar molecule, which humans, at least Americans in America, are just fascinated with. I saw an article the other day, 185 pounds the average American takes in per year of sugar. That's the average. Somebody's making up for my lost ground because I don't eat that much at all. So imagine there's some people that are probably getting a pound a day of sugar, 300 plus pounds a day.
They average 2 or 3 soft beverages a day per person.
Yes,
so they're drinking mine too.
Which is 12 teaspoons of sugar in each one of those, which is 3.5 ounces of dry weight of sugar. So good luck with that. Need to get off that now, Tom, right? I mean, that's the one thing about, and I had a guy the other day say, well, if you don't drink pop or diet pop or whatever, what do you drink? H2O, folks. It's water. It's something that absolutely has to be in the body. So appreciate you joining us, Tom. It's always fun hanging with you and talking about these things. Folks, we'll catch you on the next episode here of Understanding Your Health. Again, thanks for joining us here.